En el contrato de préstamo, cuando de verdad...
In the loan contract, when a loan truly exists, someone tightens his belt, makes sacrifices, loses the immediate availability of his money, and hands it over to a third party. This is called saving. Saving consists of not consuming, of postponing consumption to a more distant future, and thus of not spending any of the money handed over. So, I give up the availability of this money now, and I postpone consumption to a more distant future. How? I lend the money to a third party, and I lose its availability. Then, in a year, in a more distant future, the money is returned to me with interest. That is a loan. A loan involves no money creation whatsoever, because the monetary units one party receives have already been completely relinquished by the party doing the saving. Nothing is created. A loan involves no money creation at all. It does involve discipline and prior sacrifice. Meanwhile, in the case of the fractional reserve deposit, take note, loans of very large amounts are being granted, 10 times what is initially deposited, as we have seen, and yet no one has first been obliged to save, to sacrifice his immediate consumption, to discipline his action, and postpone the achievement of his ends to a more distant future. Take note, not only is money in the form of accounting entries created from nothing, as we have seen, but it is also lent without anyone's having had to save it. If bankers spent the money they create from nothing on luxury cars, magnificent buildings, etc., the process would be relatively harmless, because it would affect the prices of only those items bankers bought, buildings, luxury cars, etc. But the process is much more damaging, because what bankers do is lend money to entrepreneurs so that they can launch investment projects as if society had increased its saving, when it has not actually done so. And we will see that this practice triggers continuous, growing, and very long-lasting discoordination between the behavior of entrepreneurs who undertake investments with the new loans the banking system has granted them without the backing of real saving, and the behavior of consumers who have not decided to save anything and therefore continue to consume as much as or more than before. We will see that the resulting discoordination emerges as a speculative bubble, a sort of binge which the market sooner or later reveals to be unsustainable, and which reverses in the form of a financial crisis and an economic recession. Chapters 5 and 6 of the book are devoted to this topic.